Morning, everybody. Just getting used to this walk pad. Not much surface area. I've had it now. Wish I would have got it way sooner, but it's still delivered. I remember just getting this when I was in contest prep before my national show there. It was probably 6 weeks out, but I was doing cardio at the other gym. I bought and paid for a year's pass last year, so I made it go there, do cardio, of course, and also get just my lifts in there. So I do a mix of here, and then I go to the other gym there at Good Life. A lot of people here are a little confused. They're like, well, you got your own space, why aren't you here? Well, I mean, of course. I think a lot of bodybuilders, they do that. They change scenery, try different gyms, or they go, not try different gyms, but they go to different gyms. It's one of those things. I think we're just so involved with bodybuilding and engaging, networking with people, and just being in that atmosphere around other people. It's actually a bit motivating, And for myself, I live alone, no kids, no spouse, so I'm alone a lot, right? So for me, it's just like it's a nice mental break, if you will. Just obviously I don't go there and socialize. I'll just make small talk conversations from there and go to work. But yeah, that's why you said I do that. I love going to the gym. I love, just like I said, engaging in the community, and just I like seeing all the young people out there involved in lifting and getting healthy, and a few young guys there that I've been talking to lately, early 20s, mid 20s. They're very inspiring to me, and they they really hustle. So there's a few people out there that I see that are really putting in that work, and I'm really proud of those guys. It's amazing, because I'm like, man, that was me once. So yeah, like I said, I get out. I'm always alone. I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but having social connections, friends, family, people you meet along the way. It's very important to engage in that sense, right? So, you said, it's like and especially if I ever traveled, I go from gym to gym to gym and experience a new spot that I found or whatever. But I just love that. I love everything about bodybuilding and fitness, and seeing gyms, and especially for myself, I'm just fresh in this business venture and doing this gym, and I'm very passionate, and I'm in that all-in mode. So for me, it's nice to see how gyms are operating, see how they have things set up. I take a visual of the place. I scan the place. Oh, neat. Okay, so here's how they do this. Here's how they do that. Of course, in a small operation, I have my own, out of the comfort of my own home. So I believe any business. It doesn't have to be a gym, but any business, it starts somewhere. So I bought and sold equipment along the years, and I look back, I'm like, man, if I had kept everything, but I don't look at it that way. I'm here now. I've put my hard-earned money and my other job into all of this. So, I slowly, over time, want to build this up. So I want to get the healthy balance of being able to help people and inspire people and encourage people. Whether it doesn't matter at any level, even if experienced people, maybe they'd like to reach out and sit and engage in conversation. And, you know, it's all about educating one another and supporting one another and sharing experiences, you know. So any level, whether you're just starting out, you're not sure where to start in your fitness and your nutrition journey. That's why I'm kind of doing like a hybrid, if you will, not a hybrid, but a mix of, okay, I got some folks, they want to come by, they already have a good handle on their fitness and on their nutrition, so they want to come by. You know, they see the gym down here, when I show them around, it's a small space, like I said, I don't know, maybe 900 square feet, 1,000 square feet-ish, but they can improvise, they can make something work. And that's what I've done. I've spent many, many hours down here by myself, just behind closed doors, and I just looked for new ways to train. And that's what I find very comforting, if you will, I'm very proud, and I'm very, the word I'm looking for, I can't find the word, early morning walks. This is why we walk. Blood flow movement, inflammation, wake up the brain. I just find a sense of satisfaction, and I feel like I've achieved something. It's kind of where I'm going with that, with limited equipment, and you know how I've started to transform my physique from a bodybuilding standpoint with minimal equipment. So you look around, you know, you have to strategize, you have to improvise everything. You're like, okay, well, if I take this piece of equipment, how can I make that, you know, from going from basic to, hey, what if I tried it this way? So there's a little bit of science in there, of course, you know, having an understanding of how the body works, body mechanics, how the muscle moves. So things like that, you know, and that's why I thought so many shows, and I've spoken to so many people. My old coach, thank you, by the way, for everything. You have taught me so much, and you've inspired me more than I could say. And I want to further my successes and failures and ups and downs and knowledge, and my continuance in wanting to learn and gain more information on the body from every way possible. So having that approach of a nice healthy balance of lifestyle, you know, working to develop a strong mind, a healthy mindset, you know, and you'll get a stronger body because of that. You know, it works in unison. It's nice. It goes hand. It's like your fitness. It's like your nutrition, your foods. You know, one is going to support the other. So that's why I wanted to kind of further my bodybuilding journey and reach out to the community and support anybody. They said, do you want to do, I'm looking to help people, whether they want to brush up on some of their training, understanding mechanical tension, muscle breakdown, how to approach an exercise in terms of sets, reps, you know. So I put my focus on a client and pay attention to fine detail and watch them closely and how they're doing movements. So I want to make sure that it's effective and it's safe, of course. The name of the game here is to prevent injury, and I strive for that through and through, the health and safety component of all this. You know, there's been times, I mean, a lot of us athletes and bodybuilders, you know, we've hurt ourselves all the time, but we go to extremes, but we know, okay, we can back off the throttle, we can back away from certain things, but injuries do happen. You know, these small impingements can happen, but like I've got one bodybuilding related injury, but the rest is actually just from post-traumatic injuries from accidents. So the right side of my body has been heavily impacted by that, so I'm working on a lot of imbalances. But that's why I do exercise selection. If you can't connect, if it doesn't feel good, if something doesn't feel right, stop right away. Move on to something else. So all these things, I like to take this and apply this and continue to grow and learn about how to safely get into exercises, and so that I could feel good. You know, I want to feel good when I'm older, and that's one of the teachings I want to help people with, is to understand later on in life. You'll be thankful that you made a small commitment even to transform and to make a lifestyle change. So all these things I'd love to teach people, and like I said, I just want to be there for people and in any way, shape, or form, and guide them through fitness, guide them through eating, and just from a general standpoint, not from a fitness or bodybuilding standpoint, just from an overall, a total well-being lifestyle standpoint, like everything. So that's my approach, and that's what I love doing. And I'm still, of course, staying on track with my daily routine. You know, I'm mindful about how to set my day up. I've done this so much now that I'm like, okay, your body's pretty resilient, you know. If you got to move things around here and there, great, but staying on some form of consistent order and being regimented, meals are still getting in. You know, I train different times of the day because of my scheduling, and that's okay. So I just want to come on here and do my steps and talk, my little walk and talk. So feels good. Getting some early morning movement in. This doesn't always happen this way, but that's another thing too, cardio. As long as, you know, everyone's so fixated on this 10,000 step trend. I mean, that's great, and there's nothing wrong with that. But the only thing that I'd say, not to say that I'm against that. I'm just saying, but try and maybe split your cardio up too. Don't try and cram all those steps in one setting. If that's all you can do, then that's all you can do. You know, but at the end of the day, just try and maybe break up your cardio sessions too. You know, split it into 2 or 3 sessions. You know, maybe increase the intensity just a bit. You know, in terms of like calorie burning and fat burning, or if you just want to improve your endurance and your cardiovascular, then absolutely go ramp that speed up and go quicker. For me, I'm at a pace where I'm at that level 2 zone, that heart rate, where I have a nice healthy balance between my calories burning and my fat burning. So a nice brisk walk, you know, 2 to 3 20-minute brisk walks a day, whether indoors, outdoors, that's a step forward in the right direction, you know. So, and then of course everything else, resistance training, strength training, and all about that diet, right? I don't call it a diet. For me, I call it's just eating simple, normal foods. Making it fun, making it engaging, you know, like for your whole family or for yourself, you know, you can make different recipes and make them fun and enjoyable. Staying on track is a lot easier to do that. So, and that's what I've learned with myself. I've been way too restrictive, but I mean, I had to for certain parts of my life when I was doing my preps. You know, if I'm 8 weeks out, 10 weeks out from a bodybuilding show, well, it's all in mode. And I love the adrenaline rush and to see what our bodies are actually, how resilient and what our bodies are capable of actually doing. It's incredible. And how much our bodies can undergo, but it's, you know, I've done it with the safe approach. You know, I make sure everything's calculated, calories in, calories out, my activity levels. I dropped the scale, by the way. A lot of people like to use a scale, and that's okay if you want to use it as a guideline. But remember, there's muscle gain, fat loss, and then water retention. So if you don't see the scale moving too much, but you're doing all the right steps, keep going. Keep being physically active, keep eating good. Because sometimes that weight can adjust, you know. So we tend to hold on a lot of water. And that's based on nutrition and everything else. Water intake, sodium, everything, sugars. So, but for me, I don't touch a scale anymore. I remember I was working with a posing coach. We're going through all our mandatory poses for my upcoming show, and it stuck to my head. He goes, ditch the scale, no scale. Use a damn mirror. The mirror's your best friend. And you know what? Small little piece of advice, but one of the best pieces of advice I ever got. I've ever received that. Excuse me, I'm trying to find my words. Yeah, it's one of the best pieces of advice I've ever received, because I was so fixated on the numbers. I'm like, oh my God, I'm 4 or 5 weeks out from weigh-in day. I gotta meet my weight cap at 184, and I'm only, you know, I was 188 or 189. I can't drop 4 pounds in X amount of weeks. And I was like, you got to get rid of that scale. You know, you've only got a few more pounds to go. So I remember that day, it was in the middle of winter, and I'm like, man, I got to drop that scale and just hustle. Just focus on your look. Assess your look in the mirror. So that's when I started, you know, really being mindful about, okay, I looked at my physique. Okay, let's get some posing in. And up the cardio a bit. Adjusted foods, of course, and everything all came together. It all works, like I said, in unison, as one. You pick something from here, pick something from here, put it together. They all work together. Works hand in hand. So, a little bit of rambling on, but just sharing, like I said, just sharing experiences from what I've experienced. And what's that saying? Tried, tested, and true. Man, I've tried so many different things. Something didn't work. Okay, well, let's try something else. So like I said, that's something I want to share with all of you. And, you know, I'm now 45. Started this journey at 16. Small gaps in there, of course. Going to college, going to work in between jobs. I took a break from bodybuilding. I even stepped away from the gym for, you know, here and there. So all in all, I can see I've got a solid 20 years under my belt. But yeah, I mean, so I'm forever grateful for everything, and I continue to just adapt and grow and learn from things and talk to other people and learn from others still. You can never learn too much, and you can never learn enough of something, and that applies anywhere. And that's the beauty. It's our bodies, it's science. There's certain things change, and old ways still stick, and then new ways, you know, don't outweigh the old ways. But like I said, if you can combine a little of both, have a healthy balance. Like, for example, I mean, I talked to this this elderly guy one time at the gym, and like he's such a down-to-earth, amazing guy. One of the first guys I met when I first stepped in the gym. He's like, you know what, kid? The old way is the best way. And I was like, yeah. We said bye to each other, and I'm walking out the gym, and I'm thinking to myself, the old way is the best way. I'm like, wow, that's a small phrase, but that hit, like that sunk in. So things like that, like I apply that to anything, not just inside and outside the gym, anything in life. Kind of like the saying, why fix it if it ain't broke? But of course, when he said the old way is the best way, I applied that, of course, to bodybuilding and actually resistance training, more specifically. So some things still stick and work. And yeah, that was, I love hearing those old sayings and everything. So, but like I said, now all new things are out there. There's a lot of overloaded information on the internet and YouTube. And speaking of old ways and new ways, yeah. I got caught up in listening to too much information about water, sodium, and how to peak weak your body to look more dry on stage and more, you want to really bring out the striations of the muscle and more aesthetics. Get more ripped within 2 weeks, making small adjustments. But like I said, it's a way of learning, but then, like I said, we're just so overloaded with information out there. So I try not to get too caught up in it. But actually, reading literatures and studies and things like that on the internet, always, if you want to grab a book and read something on recipes or fitness, nutrition, it's the best way. With all the stuff on the internet can get overwhelming, so try not to get too caught up in that. So, anyways, that's my walk and talk for the day. Walking in my Crocs. That's a catchy title. So anyways, well guys, I just wanted to jump on here. Got a busy day ahead of me here, so I was just programming this little walk in here now. Sort of still half asleep, but like I said, movement helps with digestion, motility, helps with inflammation, blood flow throughout the whole body, helps fire the brain, wake up the brain a bit too, all the good stuff. So, well guys, just wanted to share some knowledge, wisdom, advice. Just no BS stuff, no cutting corners. The old way is the best way. Raw, pure knowledge, hard work, dedication, passion, and most importantly, comes from in the heart. That's why I built this. I'm going to continue to build this, not just for me anymore, for you. Iron Life Love. Talk to you guys soon. Thanks for watching.